While 1 Chronicles covers a very large time frame, much like 2 Samuel and the beginning of 1 Kings, this book actually focuses mainly on David and his life, only from a slightly different viewpoint than the other books. 1 Chronicles was actually written nearly 400 years after David's death, as the Jews were finally returning to Israel after 70 years of exiled captivity. It was to remind them of who they were and where they came from. The book of 1 Chronicles spends a lot of time listing, cataloging, and enumerating. So to the bean counters of the world, the book of 1 Chronicles salutes you. While 1 Chronicles starts at the very beginning with Adam and works its way through pages and pages of genealogies, occupations, and property rights all the way up through King Solomon, it focuses mainly on King David and was actually written almost 400 years after David's death. The story is interrupted numerous times by a number of numbers, not to mention various other lists, collections, and inventories. When the Jews returned to Israel after 70 years of captivity in Babylon, it was important they remembered what it meant to be Jewish, so let's take it from the top. First came Adam, later Noah, still later Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and his 12 sons. They all had long lists of kids and a nation was born. Eventually they wanted a king, and when Saul didn't work out, they got David. David became king, conquered the Jebusites at Jerusalem, and made that his capital city. Next, an award ceremony with a list of David's mighty men. Hoorah! David carted the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem, but he forgot about the fine print. The Ark finally made it to Jerusalem. This calls for a celebration. Yay! And another list. David wanted to build a temple, but God told him it would have to wait. David won several battles, then stopped for another count. Whoops, shouldn't have done that. Now it's time to play Let's Make a Deal with God. He chose door number 3 and paid a high price. Next, David planned out the temple with loads of lists. David got old and passed on the plans and the throne to his son Solomon and got added to a new list.